I will try to go fast and make it interesting. There won't be lots of numbers involved. But I want you to know this. Please burn this into your mind. It's not how much you make that counts. It's how much you save. It's very important. It doesn't even make any difference how much money you make. It's how much you save that counts. So we want to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I know some of you are doing that. You're like, oh, when is my commission check coming in? Oh, my gosh, I've got to pay my bills. I'm so behind, and you're making phone calls to accounting, making things happen. Please send, or asking for advances on stuff. We're going to get out of all that stuff. No mas, no more. We want to get out of debt. We want to start living the way we should, the way we were intended to. So money management, there's no way you can really manage money. It's all discipline. Just like time management, no such thing. Everybody has the same amount of time. It's discipline. So lack of money is not the problem. So if you want to get ahead, I'm going to give you some ideas and strategies on how to get ahead with your money. And lots of people tell me they don't make enough money. But let me tell you this. This is a truth. Occasionally I tell you truths. Here comes one. If you have a lack of financial discipline, you will always struggle with money, whether you make $10,000 a year or $10 million a year. Do you understand that? And I always told people this, the young people I used to work with, you take your luggage with you. Some of you are like, well, if I just had a different job where I could make more money, where it was consistent, or where I was on a nice fat salary, then I wouldn't have money problems. Here's my message to you. If you have money problems now and you don't change your discipline, you'll have money problems when you're on a big, fat, cushy salary. It doesn't make any difference because it's not the job. It's you, okay? It's not the money. It's what you do with it that counts. And it's not how much you make. It's how much you save. So we're going to talk more about that, all right? And I hate to use the word discipline. Most of us don't like that word. It's not a real sexy word. We don't enjoy talking about, yeah, discipline, whoa. In our culture here in America, we have a very, I need it now mentality. Everything's set up on easy credit, easy monthly payments, no deposit, no down payment. And so you end up getting stressed out because you become a slave to debt or just living paycheck to paycheck, which sucks. So we've got to develop some new habits, okay? And if you make money, fine. But if you save money, I'll be much more proud of you. So here's point number one. If you're eager to get points out of this, you need to understand money. So that's point one. Understand money. If you want financial discipline, you have to read a book about it. Read blogs. Maybe in your spare time at night, go online and watch YouTube videos on personal finance, how to get out of debt or how to invest. So if you don't know what good financial habits look like, you'll never make it. So learning the basics and sticking to them is about 80% of the battle, but you got to understand money, okay? And the book I would recommend as a good start is called The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. The email with this recording that I'm going to have Danny send out, when I don't know when he'll release it, the next couple days, but when it comes out, I'll embed a video in there of Dave Ramsey on about 8 or 9 minute rant, and he's going off on the American mentality on money, because he believes that if you're young and if you just put $100 away or a certain amount every month, that by the time you retire and you're older, you should have hundreds of thousands of dollars saved up because you have a great opportunity, especially at LGFG. All right, so point one, understand money, read about it. You don't have to be some financial wizard. I'm not, but at least understand the basics. All right. 2, this one's real important. If you're having financial challenges right now, you need to get pissed off. I mean, several of the people that I've watched online and studied under and gone to seminars, they say this is a critical step in changing your financial situation. You got to get mad. okay? You have to get so mad at your situation that you have to do something about it, and nothing is going to get in your way. If you get your emotions involved, then you will make changes. If you listen to anything by Tony Robbins, he says that if you inject your emotion into this, like you have to associate pain with spending money, okay? And pleasure with saving money. But if you've got that backwards, and you've got all this pleasure associated with spending money and all this pain associated with putting a little bit away each month, that's why you're in trouble, okay? All right. So Dimitri informed me that there's some people that are missing the call. If you can push your call back 30 minutes. Nope. Sorry, we're in the middle of it. So thanks. Listen to the recording. All right. Can't do it unless everybody turns on their video and says, please stop. Let's listen to this again from the top. No. All right. Point number 3. Is it 3? This one sounds weird. I read an interesting financial blog about this. It just says, get naked. Now, some of you are suddenly interested in this call. You're like, yes, finally, a topic I can get excited about. This is not what it sounds like. It's actually that the practice of getting naked simply means stop using credit to buy everything. Stop using credit, period. I know that's completely crazy, and to Americans, that's just like, what? That's impossible. That's like throwing your cell phone in the ocean. How would I ever cut up my credit cards? But one of the biggest problems that I see with people who try and fail to change their financial situation is they keep using credit while they're trying to get out of debt. My sister-in-law got in some big credit problems, and what she would do is she would get a credit card like a Visa it had a pretty high interest rate. She'd go into debt on that, so then she would get a new card, roll her debt onto the other card, and start paying off that one, and then roll it onto another card, and she was just racking up interest that was killing her the whole time. I mean, that's like wanting to lose weight. So at night, you just eat a big bowl of ice cream right before bed, and you're like, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. Well, if you're using credit to pay off credit, it just doesn't work. So one strategy, if you're really going to get mad and get bold with this, is to swear off credit cards. Okay? All right. Just an idea. If you can do that, that's really cool. We'll talk about how to do that in a second. All right. Next point. I think it's point 4. We've discussed this before. I hope you've taken this into account, is you always want to pay yourself first. All right. Pay yourself first. What do I mean by that? Saving money can be a really hard habit to establish when you have tons of financial obligations. So what most people do is they pay their bills first, and then they try to figure out how to save money out of what's left. That does not work because they're not paying themselves first. They're not trying to put something away for saving. So paying yourself first means you should figure out a percentage of your check that you want to put into savings, and then automatically have it drafted from your check every time you get paid. All right? So that creates an automatic, consistent discipline of putting money into your savings, because you don't have to think about it every time you get paid. Because most of us don't. We're just like, yeah, it's Friday. Woo, it's the weekend. You know, and you're like, I'm going out. How much you spend? Who cares? I'm with my friends. Not that great. So make it automatic. Make it an automatic draft into your savings. All right. Point 5. Here it comes. Make a plan for your money. Make a plan. If you want one word, create a simple budget. All right? And all the accounting people are going, yeah, budgets, debits, credits, accounts receivable, woo, they're all excited about spreadsheets. You may not be. So you can do a really simple budget by getting a notebook or some kind of pad. Here's one like this. And you simply write down your expenses. Now, that's not advanced budgeting, but if you just write down everything you spend, you will be shocked by where your money's going, right? I mean, certainly you'll write down a bill, but you'll, like, oh yeah, wait a minute, I did get coffee this morning. That was a $5 at Starbucks. And oh yeah, you know what? I did get some drinks last night when we went out. That was, I think that was at least, well, I'm out of money. So you have to just write down what you spend, okay? Simple. That's like the most baby budget. But now I'm going to give you a really crazy idea on these budgets. You can start an envelope system, okay? This is like a sub point. If you really want to get crazy, if you're really mad at where you are, here's what some people do. And this is something Dave Ramsey suggests. If you've chopped up your cards and you get paid, you cash your check, which could be substantial, and then you have an envelope system where you have all these envelopes. And you have one envelope for rent, one envelope for utilities, one envelope for transportation, gas, Uber, one envelope for entertainment, one envelope for savings, if you're doing it that way. But you have all these different envelopes, and you put the amount of money into each envelope. That way you don't spend it. And when the envelope is empty and you flip it upside down, you're like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to be doing the entertainment envelope anymore this month. So that's how you kind of get naked with an envelope system, okay? It ensures you don't ever spend more than you make. Now, I realize most of you are like, that's completely crazy. That would take too much time. I'm not interested in that. Okay, well, keep doing what you're doing, and then when you're 40 years old, you'll say, gosh, I wish when I was 22 I would have done that. Okay, I'm just giving you ideas. And some of you are like, well, you're pissing me off. And I'm like, good. Change your spending habits. Save some money. You shouldn't get paid and then like instantly run out and spend everything and then just like, okay, I'm going to live on old bread and water till my next commission check comes in. That's not good. All right. I'm kind of fired up about this. Next point. What are we on? 5, 6? Maria, what are we on? 6. All right. This is a good one. I like this. This is what I think has helped me and our family. Practice mindful spending. Practice mindful spending. Let me define. In today's modern society, and I'm thinking, again, American, might be different in your country, we see and hear way over 3,000 marketing messages every day. So it's easy to spend money without thinking about it because there are so many adverts and commercials and billboards and pop-up ads. And everywhere you look, people are saying, hey, here's something you need. Here's something you need. And you don't. Long ago, I figured out there are things I want, 2 categories, and things I need. And those are different, all right? Many people have write these words down. Delayed gratification. Those were delayed gratification. That means you don't instantly have to be gratified with your desires. You can delay them. That's called being an adult. Many adults don't know how to do that. It means you don't have to have it now. So that's how people spend money without thinking about it. Now, I was sitting down with Deb the other night. Deb is my wife, and we were out at dinner having a nice meal, and I said, you know what? I'm doing this series of calls with the LGFG team, and we're talking about finances and how to save money. And I said, what did we do when we were in our 20s and just got married and we're just starting out and just thinking about buying a home? What did we do differently that has helped us achieve some modicum of success financially? And she said, well, we were influenced by our parents, and the environment where we were in was really helpful because she had parents that were, for most of their life, pretty thrifty. But I found that we asked ourselves questions before making purchases, okay? Let me give you some of the questions that we asked ourselves, and these could help you as you make decisions, all right? Here's a great question. Do I really need this? Do I really need this? Now, if you ask yourself, ooh, that's cool, do I want this? The answer is always yes, okay? There's a really cool Tesla dealership about 2 miles from my house. And lots of people I see driving around drive Teslas. I'm in a the seventh wealthiest county in America. So there are Lexuses and Beamers and, you know, there are very nice cars driving around everywhere. They're prolific. But I mean, I'm like, Tesla, now that would be cool, kind of electric, kind of cutting edge. I know Tesla's having financial problems, but it's like, I want that car, all right? But the question, that's not a good question. The question is, do I need this car? The answer, quick answer, no. We have 2 cars. They run well, good mileage, get us where we want to go. They're not beat up or the wheels aren't falling off. I mean, they're perfectly nice vehicles, but there's just that appeal. Yeah. Remember, I talked about 3 levels of desire. I got to have more. I got to have better. I got to have different. That's how those are the phases people go through. I got to have more than everybody else. I got to have better than everybody else. That's the Tesla appeal. And then different. It also appeals to the Tesla level. So the big question you need to write down and just have pop into your head is, do I need this before you buy it? Second question. When we go out and we shop, we ask, is this what I came to the store to get? When I'm picking up something, I'm like, ooh, this is sweet. I mean, I have a proclivity to purchasing electronics, especially music related. I always want more speakers. There are speakers all over the place in my house. So since I love that, I now get into a Best Buy, a commercial electronics store. I'm like, ooh, that would be sweet. And then I say, wait, I didn't come here to get that. Is this why I came to the store? And then I ask, do I need this? I'm like, are you kidding? No. So ask yourself, is this what I came to get? Third question. This is something I learned long ago when I was in my 20s, and right after my first sales job. This is a question they taught us because when we came home, it was a summer job with Southwestern. Some of you have heard about it. And when I came home from my first summer selling, we got one big check for the entire summer. That was our savings. And that was probably 5 times more money than I'd ever even had before, especially after a summer job. And I was just like, ooh, it was just burning in my hands. I'm like, I can't wait to go home and just buy whatever I want. So they taught us to ask ourselves this question: can I wait a week to buy this? Can I wait a week to buy this? So if you have this strong desire to purchase and you went, okay, I'm just going to wait a week and see if that desire is still as strong. And if I can afford it, cool. Sometimes that week this is the only time I will suggest you procrastinate. So procrastinate on purchases. All right, 2 more questions. Under mindful spending. Can I do without this? Can I do without this? You don't have to have the latest, greatest, you know. Some of you are like drawn into every time a new model phone comes out, you're just like sucked in. You're like, oh, well, I got to have the S10, the Galaxy. It's coming out here and I can pre-order, because you just do that. I know people that own a car, they drive it for a year and a half, then they trade it in. They are losing tons of money. If they ask, can I do without this? The answer would be yes. You know, when your phone quits working, sending texts, it doesn't work internationally, and it's you can hear things when you shake it. Yes, get a new phone. But otherwise, ask yourself, can I do without it? Last question. Am I buying this out of emotion just to feel good? Deb and I asked ourselves that. Am I buying this out of emotion just to feel good? You know, there are all kinds of addictions. I mean, you're familiar with the most popular are Alcoholics Anonymous, people that are hooked on opioids. I mean, they're not popular. It's just lots of people engage in addictive behavior. There's also shopaholism. There are shopaholics. In other words, every time they need to go out, and every time they buy something, it gives them just a little high, a little good feeling, a little positive emotion, you know, just like those Pavlovian experiments where the dog would hit ring the bell to get the treat. People do that. They get in a habit loop with buying stuff. So there's shopaholics, you know. I'm hoping that you're not one of them. So, but ask yourself before you make a purchase, am I just doing this to feel good? Because it never lasts. How many of us have purchased something and then we walk out and we're like, we have cognitive dissonance. We're like, oh, do I really, was this smart? You kind of feel weird about it. So the more mindful you are when you take money and spend it, the more you realize there are lots of things you don't necessarily need. And you'll be just as happy without them. You will live, okay? So let me just say a couple, those are the points I want you to think about. And I don't want you to do all of them. If you did, it's beautiful. It would be so exciting. But pick one that you feel like you could do and start it. It'll take you 3 weeks to form a habit. Here's the deal. Building financial discipline, remember, it's a discipline. It's like building muscle. You go into the gym the first time, and it's really hard lifting weights. You can't lift much. Your arms are sore. But later, you can add more weight, and you get stronger. You can have financially toned money muscles, but you got to start, okay? Pick 1 or 2 of these ideas. And here's the cool thing. If you do this and make a habit of maybe having a budget or automatically saving $100 a month and putting that into a savings account, that habit will spill over into other areas of your life. Okay? I mean, it's true. If you've ever read the book, The Power of Habit, they talk about, just a quick thing here, they did some research with people that were morbidly obese. That means tremendously fat. And they were trying to figure out how to help them lose weight. And all these people have been on tons of diets where they would quit eating and then lose weight and then gain it back and then quit eating. So it was a different call to take care of that. But here's the one thing they did with them. They said, we're not going to sit here and tell you not to eat this or not to eat pizza and, you know, deprive yourself. All we want you to start with is a little habit. We want you to make your bed every day. While you're here at our facility, make your bed. And they're like, oh, well, that seems kind of weird. So they started making their bed every day, a tiny little discipline. And then that habit spilled over into other areas of their lives, okay? Some of them quit smoking. Some began eating less. So once you start developing, I mean, you guys have discipline or you wouldn't be working at LGFG. Do you understand that? This is not a job for the faint of heart. This is a career for people who are pretty tough-minded. So we've got to apply that habit of mental toughness to our finances. And if you do, you'll find all kinds of new cool things happening in your life, because money problems are not money problems. They're discipline problems. Right? Does everybody believe me? Yes. I hope you're nodding your heads. So it's not how much you make that counts, it's how much you save. I'll encourage you to do that. We will send out a recording of this call to everybody. I want you to, if you have a friend that missed it, have them listen to it. But I'll send out a couple bonus links in there. I want you to listen to Dave Ramsey go off on Americans. I think you'll enjoy that. All right? So thanks for tuning in. It's been fun. I encourage you to have a fantastic week. Keep up the hard work, and we will talk again next week. All right? Carry on.